Thank you, Ronnie, Ross, and Dave. A huge day on hand. The first ever Pe'ahi Challenge. Round 1, heat number 1 is stacked up and ready to go. Gabriel Villaran representing Peru. Former world champ Carlos Burle from Brazil. Local boy Billy Kemper, born and raised in that Ho'okipa zone. Looks like this wave's almost breaking in slow motion with so much power. As we can see, the first wave ridden ever, Billy Kemper, local boy, locking into a solid bomb. It's going top to bottom and lands on Kemper's back as he goes down. Not afraid to charge. Next wave out the back, setting up for former champ Carlos Burle goes down.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the challenge, Joe, is, not actually getting into it. I think getting into it's
First couple of rides of the morning here at the Pe'ahi Challenge.
Oh, look at that drop there from Billy Kemper. That's going to be a great score to kick things off. Size of wave, commitment, and degree of difficulty. That's what the judges are going to be looking at. They're going to be looking at those big gnarly drops. Carlos Burle takes off. You can see him a little bit too far up his board, and that's that air underneath that we talk about. You've got to really get that really wide stance, and Billy Kemper just absolutely nailed it. See how early he got into it? He eliminated too much air underneath it. Get those fins in really quickly. Beautiful drop right there from Billy Kemper. Then that white water at the bottom of the wave, that just did not allow him to set those fins. Look how big that thing is, 5, 6, 7 times overhead. That's a 20, 25 foot wave in anyone's standards.
As we look out the back and see next wave for Dave Wassel from the North Shore of Oahu. Going down as well as he tries to get an early start to this heat.
Many times I watched him reset, and then the thing just clobbered him. He came up, he was fine, he was in the channel, and looked over, and he had the biggest smile on his face. It was just like when he was a little grommet, when I used to see him.
But it comes down to, if your mate goes down, make sure that you keep an eye on him, so it's good to see that.
Now we see a paddle attempt. Carlos Burle will watch as Billy Kemper locks in a beautiful takeoff. Got some air under his board on that opening section. Draws that line back towards the beach. Great transition and a completed ride for Billy Kemper. Had the 5.83 for a barreling top to bottom section, taking him down.
He's pumping so hard, and you can see when he kicked out of that.
As we see a rider up, Dave Wassel. Nice connection there from the takeoff. A little bit bouncy on the open face, but he's got control. Little fade back. And just a mountain of white water will send him into the channel. 2 successful rides in a row. Remember, always had the dream of being invited to big wave events like the Eddie. This is Billy's last wave.
Yeah, Billy Kemper there just, he started paddling like so far before that wave got to him. So he had the position, he had that momentum, and that just created so much more confidence dropping into that wave there. Huge drop there from Billy Kemper. You can see right there, Dave Wassel underneath it, and that's where you got to be. You've got to, you can't be coming up and over that ledge there. It is going to be an airdrop. You're going to probably wipe out. So Dave Wassel sitting underneath the ledge right there. That takes commitment, Joe. That takes confidence and a lot of guts. Let's have a look at it right here. You can see him when he's already committed. He's already paddling. Carlos Burle said, you know what, you can have it. It's going to be a late drop. Billy Kemper just nice and clean. This kid looks so confident out here, and you can tell that he spent some time riding this wave. So Billy Kemper, a 7.17 on that occasion, way out in front right now with 30.5 minutes remaining.
So by foot mark, paddling in now is Carlos Burle. He'll hold back in the lip. That wave's going to open wide and just thunders past all the competitors in the channel. This set, gliding in, and off the top is Carlos Burle. A dangerous exit. His board does go over the falls, so trying to sneak out on the takeoff on the second attempt in a row.
Did he go over as well? I think he did.
Next wave, local boy and our heat leader Billy Kemper knifing the takeoff. Perfect control. Fades down to the bottom and now ends up flying free. Kemper is on a roll. They talked about maneuvers. He had enough control to carve down to the bottom. There's more waves on the way, Potts.
And no one wants that one, Joe. That one had teeth. Look at that thing. That was one of those unrideable ones that came from a sort of more north.
And back in 2009, as we see more waves on the way. Paddling in with nice amount of speed is Nick Vaughn. Nice glide in onto the shoulder, and he'll get out of there. Nick Vaughn getting called up to this contest. from the video entry that he put together. More waves on the way. Locking into this one is Dave Wassel. Tail drops out and he's down. Another big wipeout for Wassel. Before we went to break, we had North Shore legend Dave Wassel take a serious beating as we rewind the tape.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at the face, the anticipation. He's getting ready for it. That's what we call the survival stance. Now the board disengages. Air drops. Can he pull that off? He's trying to make it. That's the crazy thing. That front foot just detaches, loses his balance, and now he starts to take in the deep breaths. Anticipating that impact right there. It's like hitting concrete. That's what happened with Mark Matthews separating his shoulder this morning. You've got to be strong. You've got to be keen. You've got to have nerves of steel. You've got to have guts if you want the glory.
We were away. Gabriel Villarin packed one and got a 4.17 for this ride.
Yeah, one of my favorite big wave riders, Gabriel Villarin. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Look at that for commitment. That's what we're talking about, paddling in. The confidence. This kid cut his teeth at Pico Alto in Peru, drives off the bottom, comes around the corner, sets the rail and pulls in deep. Almost came out of that right there. What an amazing commitment right there from Gabriel Villarin.
Anytime you see anyone pulling in, it's so heroic here at Pe'ahi. Strider, how did it look from your end?
Oh my goodness, that was the most amazing thing I've seen. I've seen barrel rides, but foam ball rides on big waves, on big boards, it's next level. He pulled in, the thing looked like a slow motion perfect pit, and then he just backdoored the section of tubes. He just was perfectly positioned inside of it. Then the foam monster came up, grabbed him. He rode up over the foam ball, clicked onto the other side, and then just got the clamp right at the end. He was just inches away from coming out and getting a massive score.
Hey, Strider was talking about the worst wipeout of this heat as he's still catching his breath.
No. You see, either way he was going over that wave. That was going to be a drop. Oh, there you can see him going over the falls. Are you kidding me? That has got to be one of the worst ways to go down. And then that board follows you over the falls. That's a 10'6" board. That's a weapon right there. You know, when you go down with the lip, Joe, the lip hits the water and opens it up. You literally go down the mine shaft. He was probably 50, 60 foot down. And that's why, by the time he came up, it was too late for the jet ski to get him after that one. So you had to take the second wave on the head as well.
What a place to grow up for Billy Kemper. Local knowledge paying off. Gabriel Villarin, ranked number 2 in the world. A huge takeoff, high line, layback off the top, and he pulls it. Talking about throwing maneuvers down on the open face.
There's a maneuver right there, caught it. Here we go. Carlos Burle, he's back out there. He's an animal. Look at that. Just taken one of the heaviest wipeouts we've seen all day and then free falls into that one. So that's going to be a great score for Carlos. That's going to give him a little bit of confidence back. And then right behind him, Gabriel Villarin, beautiful wave. Second wave of the set, you can see a little cleanup. That first wave almost cleaning up the lineup. Gabriel Villarin doing a bit of a layback snap on that one. This one from Carlos. I mean, he's just taken one of the biggest beatings ever, and I don't know how he made that right there. He was gone. Those fins re-engaged. He just stuck on. He hung on. He wanted to make that. He realized, look, if I go down again, I may not finish this heat off. So insane stuff right there. This is man stuff, guys. This is not boys. These guys are men. These guys are so committed. And they've got such belief in their own ability. Look at this thing. He knows he's going to... Look how calm his facial expressions are. Gets himself over the board right there. Look at those fins coming out. Now it catches. And the balance, the core strength, the confidence just to hang in right there. And that's obviously that sigh of relief once he realized he's made it. You can see him now, takes a breath.
More waves on the way, and it looks like Carlos in position again. Tail drops. He's trying to recover. He'll skip down the face on his back and wear the rest of it on the head. Another big wipeout for Carlos. Nick Vaughn's on the next wave. Coming from the video trials, a lot of turbulence on the open face. He controls it. He'll wrap off the top and he'll get out of there. So sneaking in the maneuver before he gets to the shoulder. More waves entering. Nathan Fletcher on his first wave of the heat. The Goofy Foot legend goes straight down to the bottom. A quick bottom turn. Carves it back down. So a nice little backhand arc on the open face to get things underway. Check out last of Nick Vaughn.
Oh my goodness. He was wheeling down that wave there. I think just that back part of the board was in the water. Nick Vaughan, that was just a tail-tapping drop. And then Carlos Burle, here he goes, takes off, late drop again. I mean, every single one of his drops has been like this. He almost made that one as well, just slides off the tail between those sets. Here we go, big wave.
As we check out Billy Kemper's third right here, Potts.
All right, this was his 6.73. This went into his top two. You know, Billy's, you can see the waves he's picking. They're not those late drops, the nice clean faces. That's a bit of knowledge right there. He knows exactly what he's looking for.
As we look at scores coming through, Carlos Burle's last at 2.07. The way he was skipping on his back into the impact zone was enough to put him in an advancing position. Very crucial there. Nick Vaughan in the black jersey coming from the video trials. He got a 6.6, so now he's in fourth. We've got Dave Wassel in fifth, and Nathan Fletcher, his opener, a 3.0, sitting at 6. Remember, your high score doubled on the first one of this gigantic set. As we see from the sky, Dave Wassel gets the wind under his board.
My goodness.
And it looks like he got out the back without going over the falls. What a radical attempt from the North Shore legend. Now into the final minute. Now setting this one up, a big free fall drop. Billy Kemper goes down. Air under his board. That thing going top to bottom. Water Patrol already signaling to look for the local boy.
There's your results, Joe.
Checking out the results of the first ever heat in the Pe'ahi Challenge. Local boy Billy Kemper locking in a huge win.